is going on, everybody? It is your boy Arrows, and we are here with video number 2 in our series talking about the Reign of Jafar cards for each color combination. Today we are doing Ruby and Sapphire. Yeah, we're just gonna hop right into it. These are like two colors I don't really play a lot of. Like I'm very familiar with Sapphire because I'm gonna be playing because I want to play Dalmatians in this next set, and we got a ton of good puppy support in the dual colors for Sapphire and Amber. But we're gonna go through and we're gonna go over some of the cards and we're gonna talk about it. If you guys want to, you can catch the first part of this video, which was Amethyst and Steel. I will have the link to that in the comments. Wow. In the description below if you want to check out the Amethyst Steel portion of this video series. We got a lot of great Lorcana content coming up for you guys. We're going to be doing some deck profiles featuring cards from Reign of Jafar. We're going to be, over the next few weeks, we're going to talk about what cards from the first few sets I think have the highest chance of being reprinted. Really excited for all of this stuff going forward, but that is for future Arrows to talk to you guys about. Right now, present day Arrows, we're talking about Ruby and Sapphire. Honestly, I think a lot of colors got really good cards from this set, and not even just like cards for like decks that we've already seen them in. I think definitely there's a huge potential for new color combinations in this set. But right now, we're going to get into our cards. As always, we are going to be doing this in... Can I not cost? Are there no one drops? Huh. There are no one-drop characters for this. So that's a bit of a detriment to me right there. There's no one-cost Ruby characters. So that's interesting. We're going to talk about Friend Owl, Cantankerous Neighbor to start us off. He's a 2/2, quest for 2, cost 2. Honestly, if you are playing in like an aggressive build, this is a really good card. He's 2, he quests for 2. Your opponent's either going to do something to him right away or they're going to leave him out there. There's a Simba that quests for 3 out of 1 drop, out of 1 cost. Like you could do like some really cool Ruby insert other things here. Ruby Amber would be a really cool aggressive deck combination because you'd have the Lilos at the 1 drop. You have Daisy at the 1 drop. Ruby Amethyst could be really good there because you have Maleficence, you have Pinocchio, you have a lot of really strong early cost cards that could probably take your opponent by surprise. I would definitely put that in there. A 2 cost, the quest for 2 is pretty solid. We got Lumiere. He is a 2 cost 1/1. While you have an item in your discard, this character gains evasive. Only characters with evasive can challenge it. He quests for 2. I like this card. If you're playing Sapphire Steel items, you're probably gonna have an item in your discard already, because hopefully you've got the turn 1, play a 1-drop item, play Bell. So hopefully you've got that set up. So yeah, you can play this on your turn 2. He quests for 2. He has evasive. I like this card. I think this card has potential in that Ruby Sapphire item deck as a good early cost drop. Honestly, one of my favorite picture themes in the set is what they've done for like all the foresty cards, like the Bambi cards, the Minnie Mouse that we'll talk about when we get into dual inks. I like the brightness and the colorfulness in a world where Jafar is like taking over. I love the little attention to detail. This Thumper fits that bill completely. Also a pretty solid card. Is a 2 cost, uninkable, 0/3, quest for 1. You can do it. How motivational is that? Tap Thumper, chosen character gains +3 this turn. I think this card could be really cool in a lot of challenge decks. Not going to do a lot of challenging himself, but he's definitely going to pump up his friends and let them take some challenges that they might not be able to take on their own. I think this card is really good. Our first legendary for this our first legendary for this set for Ruby is Tinkerbell, Insistent Fairy. She's a 2-cost, 1/1 evasive. Whenever you play a character with 5 or more power, strength, you may exert them to gain 2 lore. I want to like this card. Evasive means it's going to probably stay on the field for a little bit. If it didn't have the 1/1 stat line, it's going to make it really easy to take out. In a deck that runs a lot of Maui, like if you could drop this and a Maui, or drop this and play something that's not going to be able to challenge or really do anything on that first turn, you could definitely get away with running this. I just feel like there are better options out there than this card. So might be up there with Bambi as the worst enchanted, personally. The worst legendary. Vanellope Von Schweetz. Racers are getting a huge buff this set. We're getting a new Wreck-It Ralph, which we're going to talk about later on in the video. I'm excited for that. We're going to be putting up a racer deck. Is it going to be good? Probably not. Are we going to do it? Yes, we are, because you cannot deny the support that they have gotten out of the past 2 sets. So we're definitely going to talk racers in a future video. But Vanellope is a 3/1, 2-cost, inkable, evasive. She is Red Sirhiss. She is Ruby Sirhiss. We know how good Sirhiss is. We know why we play Sirhiss. Same thing here. 3/1, evasive. I think this card has some really good potential. I believe there's a Vanellope that shifts. I don't remember if she does stuff for racers or princesses. I like this card. This card has potential. We got Figaro, the Tuxedo Cat. Look at him. He just wants to play with the snakies. 3/3. Quest for 1 out of 3 costs. Playfulness. Opposing items enter play exerted. I like this. I think this has potential. There's just not really a lot of items that you care if they come in exerted or not. Like when you think about what people play for items, Lucky Dime, you could bring that in exerted. It will stop your opponent from being able to use it if they're able to on the turn they play it. But like, Pa is a draw card. Sapphire Coil, you just want it on there so you can start cycling through stuff. Trying to think about what other items. I mean, if you come across the rare song deck playing Sleepy's Flute, you get exert it. I just don't think right now there's a lot of strong items that you care if they come into play exerted or not. So in the future, that could be different. So I think I'm putting this card in the potential future pile because it could be good when we get more items that have to exert when they come into play. That have like tap effects when they come in. I guess I should say. Gloyd Orange Boar. Another racer. See? Lots of racer support. So we have a 1/2, 3-cost racer. Quest for 1. When you play this character, each opponent loses a lore and you gain a lore. So passive lore gain is also good. Passive lore gain that centers around your opponent losing lore is fantastic as well. So, and the racer deck, you got to have them. Mr. Snoops, 3-cost, 3/3. One. Whenever this character, during your turn, when this character is banished, you may draw a card. You could maybe find space for him in future Red Steel Challenge decks. Being able to play him if you have the new Mushu that gives everything Rush, Reckless, and Evasive, which we'll talk about when we do the Dual Ink videos. The Dual Ink video, you could play this card, swing into something, he'll banish, hopefully taking something out, and you can draw a card. Potential. He has potential, I will say. Speaking of potential, this Mushu. So the new Mushu, we're getting the 6-drop, the Red Steel, which we'll talk about in our Dual Ink videos. He is a shift target for 4. This is the Mushu. You want to shift on him. You do not want to shift on him on your good 5-drop from Arcasia's Island. That'd be bad. Don't do that. 3 cost, 2/3, quest for 1. Let's get this show on the road. Tap Mushu. Chosen character gains rush this turn. We love this. There are so many times when you just want to take something out right away. If you have this Mushu on the field, you have that potential. You can tap him and give something rush. I like this Mushu. I think he's really good. Prince John. Whenever an opponent plays a character, deal 1 damage to this character. He's a 5/5, 3 cost, uninkable, quest for 1. You could potentially do something with this in what we were talking about in the Amethyst video, the Amethyst Steel video. A bunch of the Ruby Amethyst Dual Ink cards deal damage to your side of the field and move stuff over. We talked about enemy's weakness. Everybody has a weakness in the Amethyst video. Being able to move all that damage over to characters is fantastic. Being able to draw a card. I definitely think you would work that in there with that card combination. I think that is a strong future for Ruby and Amethyst. The Dodo, Outlandish Storyteller, is a 3 cost, 0/6, quest for 1. This character gets +1 attack for each 1 damage on him. So again, talking about cards that do self-damage to do stuff to your opponent, this card gets stronger every time you self-damage him. So, but unfortunately, only a +1. I don't feel like that is going to be a huge difference because you're going to have to put a lot of damage on him in order to take anything out with him. He'll probably get taken out in the process. There are just other better cards that you can play and take out opposing characters and challenges. Wreck-It Ralph, the Backseat Driver, is a 4/2, 3 cost racer. When you play this character, chosen racer gets +4 this turn. There's a couple of King Candies in the last set that when racers get banished, you get to bring other racers back to your hand. You could do this in combination with something, have it challenge something, KO it, bring something else back. I like this. I like racers as a fun little fun deck. So I'm really excited to do that video. I think this card is really good. Definitely a 4 of in racer decks. We have Alice, the Courageous Keyholder. 4 cost, 2/4, quest for 2. When you play this character, you may ready chosen damaged character of yours. They can't quest for the rest of the turn. So you can do stuff, ready a character you don't want to die that you've had to put damage on. I think self-damaging to do stuff to your opponent, Ruby Amethyst has a lot of potential. Maybe not so much in this current format, but definitely going forward. I think it's a fun little take on that color combination. I think this Alice fits in really nicely with that. As does this. Brutus, the other crocodile. In our first video that we posted in the series, we talked about Nero. You can tap him to move damage around. During this turn, when this character is banished, if one of your characters was damaged this turn, gain 2 lore. You can have this on the field, play one of your self-damaging characters, crash this into something, gain 2 lore. Really good card. I'm really liking the potential of this self-damaging deck going forward. We might have to do a video on. Tricky, when you have 2 or more other exerted characters in play, this character gains +2, which is awesome. He's a 4/3, so he might stick around for a little bit. Quest for and it's a 4 cost inkable. We got Faline. Again, I love the art on the Bambi characters. I love the brightness, the colorfulness of the forest. I think it's really well done. Faline is an uninkable 2/4, quest for 4. While you have a character in play with more power than each opposing character, this character gains +2. This is very similar to the Flynn Rider that we got in set 3 or 4. But it's also very dependent on you having the strongest character on the field. So there are probably better options that you can put into this 4 cost slot than Faline, unfortunately. Gaston, the arrogant show-off. When you play this character, you may banish one of your items to give chosen character +2 for the turn. Again, Ruby Sapphire items, this gives them more of a non-linear playstyle. You can give this to a Maui, give this to something else that's going to crash into something and let it take out something of that might be a bigger threat. Pretty solid card. Lafayette, 7/4 for 5, quest for 1. Generic, pretty generic. This is arguably, potentially the best legendary in the set. We have Lilo causing an uproar. It's a 5-cost inkable, 4/4, quests for 2, stomping time. During your turn, if you play 3 or more actions at this turn, you may play this character for free. So actions, if you're playing this in like a steel variant, and you do fire the cannons, you sing a song, and you do something else that's an action, you can play it for free. When you play this character, ready chosen character, they cannot quest for the rest of the turn. I like this card. I think there's a ton of potential here, especially going forward with us getting a lot more actions and losing a bunch of songs that are potentially super good. I think we got potential. Honest John is a 6-drop, 7/5, quest for 2. You could do stuff with him. 7/5 stat line means he's probably going to stick around for a little while, and hopefully take something out in the process. And he's going to quest for 2, so there are worse options out there. Into our actions, we have Twitter Pated, 1-cost uninkable. 1-cost inkable. Chosen character gains evasive until the start of your next turn. Again, if you have Lilo and you've done this, you play 2 other actions, you can give Lilo evasive, which is hilarious. Everyone's mad here. 7 uninkable action. Gain lore equal to the damage on chosen character, then banish them. Chosen character be yours, could be your opponent's. You can move some damage around, gain yourself some extra lore. I really like this card. I do wish it was inkable. And then we have Nothing We Won't Do. This is such a good card, especially for that challenge deck. You can sing all of your characters with this. They can all stand up, ready, and then they don't take damage from challenges this quest and can't quest. So you can wipe your opponent's board. If you're at Thebes, you have things that gain lore like Stitch, Goofy, Calhoun. Lots of potential here with this card. I love this card. I think it might be the sleeper hit of the Ruby color. And then rounding out our Ruby, we have the Sword of Shan Yu. We've also got this beautiful looking enchanted of it. 1-cost item. Tap one of your characters. Ready chosen character. They can't quest for the rest of the turn. My friend Andrew plays an item challenge deck. This is going to be a solid replacement for him for Shield of Virtue. I like this card. I think it's pretty good. I think it has potential. Alrighty, and we are now in our Sapphire era. Sapphire is another thing that got like some cool cards, but more so I think Sapphire benefited more from their dual inks, and we'll talk about that when we get to that video. But let's talk about Sapphire. Sapphire Steel, I think, is going to be really cool with ally support going forward. Sapphire Amber is going to be all about puppies, because that is going to be a really, really good set. The inventors are leaning way more into like the shifting Floodborn aspect, so that's where your blue-green, I think, is going to go. Blurple is obviously always going to be a good deck as long as it can keep up stuff, as long as it can keep up tempo. Let's talk about Sapphire. We have Jasmine. 1-cost, 1/2, quest for 1. When you play this character, you may give another chosen character resist 1 until the start of your next turn. I like this card. We have a steel. There's a Jasmine that's steel, blue that you can shift onto this. Giving something to resist, even at 1 in that early game, is actually kind of clutch. Little Sister, Responsible Rabbit. When you play this character, you may remove up to 1 damage from chosen character. Not the best 1-drop, but not the worst. 1/2 stat line is pretty generic. I think it's meh. Olaf, my boy. When you play this character at each chosen opposing character, gets -1 this turn. He's a 2/1, quest for 1 out of 1-drop. Honestly, this could be really cool in like a blue green bounce deck with like Cloud Kicker, Muses, Under the Sea has a bit of a potential there. I think we lose all those cards to rotation, but you never know what's going to get reprinted. We have Adelaide Bonfamil. 2 cost, 2/3, quest for 1. She's an ally, so you might be able to do stuff with that. Gogo Tamago. I like this card. I like the potential that inventors have with all the shifting and Floodborns and all that good stuff. She's a 2 cost, 1/3. When you play a Floodborn character on this card, you may put the top card of your deck into your Inkwell face down and exerted. Her shift, which we'll talk about when we do the video with the dual inks, her shift in this set is super, super good. Roquefort, the Lock Expert. He's a 2/2. Cost 2. Quest for 1. When this character quest, you may put chosen item into its player's Inkwell face down and exerted. I mean, this could be cool in like item mirror matches, but like again, what I talked about with who was it? It was in the Ruby section. Items coming with Figaro. There's not really like a bunch of huge items that you want to get off the field right now. So like Figaro, it's interesting now, but it could be really, really good later. Anita Ratcliffe. Puppies. She is so much better than her husband, for the record. Roger in Arcasia's Island heals 1 damage from all your puppy characters. Anita is a 3 cost, 3/3, quest for 1. When you play this character, you may give a chosen puppy character resist +1 until the start of your next turn. We love giving puppies resist. Puppies, I think, has a very strong dark horse potential for next format, especially after things are rotated out. I'm really excited for what puppies are going to be capable of. I play puppies as a fun deck, and I've taken a couple of 3rd places at my locals with puppies. Anna, Trusting Sister, is a 2/2, quest for 2. When you play this character, if you have a character named Elsa in play, you may put the top card of your deck into your Inkwell face down and exerted. I think Anna Elsa is a really strong future for Blurple. Especially if the set 1 legendary gets reprinted. I think these two together have a really, really strong potential. And this is going to be a solid shift target for the blue purple Anna that's in this set as well. Mrs. Potts. Banish 1 of your items, draw a card. 3 cost, 2/4. Mom, can we have a Helium Flaversham? Son, we have a Helium Flaversham at home. The Helium Flaversham at home. That's all I'm going to say. Sir Pellinor. Sir Pellinor is a 1/4, quest for 1, 3 cost. Code of Honor. Whenever this character quests, your other characters gain support this turn. Whenever they quest, they may add their attack power to another chosen character's attack power. It's got potential. Giving everything support is pretty solid. I wish he was an ally, because then you could get like great mileage off him with all the new ally support in this set. But beggars can't be choosers. Stitch. This Stitch is interesting. I want to like it because it has like some really good qualities, but it's also got some really bad qualities too. Also, the Enchanted is just amazing. Stitch Experiment 626 is a 3-cost, uninkable, legendary, 3/3, quest for 2. So naughty. When you play this character, each opponent puts the top card of their deck into their inkwell, face down, and exerted. At the start of your turn, if this character is in your discard, you may choose and discard a card with the inkable symbol to play this character for free, and he enters play exerted. So that second part is very similar to Lilo from Azurite Sea. That Lilo, you pay her cost and you bring her back exerted. Late game, that Lilo always presents a bit of a problem because depending on how close your opponent is to winning, you have to KO those Lilos. So we're going to break this Stitch down into two parts. Stealth mode is a really good version of that attack, of that ability on Lilo, because you can discard a card that has that has an inkable, that's inkable, to play it for free and exerted, which is going to put pressure on your opponent in the late game to take it out. At a 3/3, it is going to be slightly harder to do that than it will be with Lilo. The first effect, a big part of the reason why A Friend Like Me isn't played is because all that ink you get comes on your turn exerted. When it comes back to your opponent's turn, they get to untap all that ink. The same thing is with this card. So Naughty is cool. You can discard your opponent. You can mill your opponent down. But that ink comes to you unexerted, so you can't do anything with it. When it comes to your opponent's turn, that ink that you gave them is exerted. And a lot of when I played against Blurple at my set championships, when they played Hades or Let It Go to take stuff off my field, it went into my inkwell, and I got that ink untapped. And so I was able to play stuff turns earlier than I should have been able to. So I think the Stitch falls into that category. Hello, Binks. Is that you're giving your opponent free ink and you're giving yourself ink that you can't do anything. Which is sad because honestly, I think its second effect, like Lilo's, is really threatening in a post game in like near the end game, because you're going to be putting a 3/3 with two lore on the board for free pretty much. But the first effect, I think, is going to come back to bite you in the butt more than it's going to help you. Jumba Jukaiba is a 1/6, 4-cost, quest for 2. He's an inventor, which is cool, and an alien, so there's a support out there for both those archetypes that is pretty solid. But as a whole, he's kind of meh. Nani Heist Mastermind is a 4-cost inkable, 3/3, quest for 1. I love that she's building a Jafar sandcastle. Another chosen character gains resist 2 this turn. Damage dealt to him is reduced by 2 if you tap her. And then it's up to you, Lilo. Your character's name, Lilo, gains support. Whenever they quest, you may add their attack to another chosen character's. This is okay. Tapping her to give something resist 2 is really cool. But the second effect is kind of lacking. Meh. The Mouse Queen is a 4-cost, 3/6, quest for 1. There are better options. The Wardrobe, 3/4, 4-cost, quest for 1. I have just the thing. Choose and discard an item card. Draw 2 cards. Mom, can we have a Herian Flaversham? No. Son, we have a Herian Flaversham at home. The Herian Flaversham at home. Geppetto, 5-cost, 4/4, quest for 2. When this character quests, you may choose and discard any number of item cards to gain 1 lore for each item card discarded this way. This card has potential. I like this card. I think this card is going to be good. Tamatoa from Arcasia's Island is really good at recycling items. I think this card has a ton of potential. It's going to quest for 2 right off the bat, and then it's going to gain a lore for each item you discard. This is what Bell should have been from the dual cost from Arcasia. This is what that Bell should have been. And it also works really well with that Bell, because that Bell, she quests for 3 or 2, and then you put items on the bottom of your deck and gain a lore for each item you put there. So cute little combo. Will I see play together? I don't know, but I definitely feel like in your Ruby Sapphire items, or even your Sapphire Steel items, this Geppetto is going to see some play. Wasabi, always prepared. 5 costs, 3/5. Support. 2 costs, 2 inks for a quest for 2. He's decent. I mean, support on a 3 attack power is always my like go-to. In Dalmatians, I play Rolly, who is a 3 cost, is a 3 power, and with support, and that enables like puppies to get over things that they wouldn't normally be able to. So same Vine here, but I feel like a 5 cost is a little too expensive for this, but I could be wrong. And then Ratigan. This is such a good legendary. 8 cost, 6/7, quest for 4. Ward, so you gotta challenge him or hit him with stuff that deals damage to everything or blows up everything. At the end of your turn, if you didn't put any cards in your ink this turn, banish this character. So as long as you can constantly ink 1 card, this Ratigan is going to quest for 4 with a 6/7 stat line. This is a very, very good card. For actions, we have Pouncing Practice. Chosen character gains -2 this turn. Chosen character of yours gains Evasive. This lets you take out something. Red has a lot of rush characters, so you can do this with red. Have a good time. I like the art. Down in New Orleans is a 6 cost card, a 6 cost song. A character with 6 or more can sing it for free. Can be exerted to sing it for free. Look at the top 3 cards of your deck. You may reveal a character, item, or location with a cost 6 or less and play it for free. I like this card. I actually like this card. There's a lot of really good blue cards that you can play that's in that 6 or less cost for free. Stuff like right now we have Cogsworth. We have Geppetto, which we just talked about. We have puppies would really love this. We have a bunch of items that are still really good that you can play in this spot. We have locations that are really good. In Blurple, the library would love this if you could pop the library off of this. Or even a character and you have library out, you can move it over there. Like this card has a lot of potential. A lot of potential. Hands held high. This card, on the other hand, I don't like as much as far as the blue songs go. Sing Together for 6. Any number of your teammates' characters with a cost of 6 or more may exert to sing this song for free. Move 3 damage from any number of chosen characters. All opposing characters gain -3 this turn. This could be cool in a bounce deck. Heal damage, give everything -3, play your kits, bounce them. If you have muses out, you can bounce them. So it's going to be interesting to see. I think this feels a very niche spot in a pre-rotation, but I feel like in post-rotation, there's not going to be a lot to do here. I mean, there's an Emerald song that is really good that you could play in collaboration with this. But we'll see. Blue gets some really good items. We get Atlantean Crystal, which is a 2 cost inkable item. Tap it, pay 2, chosen character gains resist 2 and support until the start of your turn. Damage dealt to them is 2 less, and they get to add their attack to another chosen character's attack. It's a pretty solid card. Resist 2 is fantastic. The 2 cost can be a little bit pricey, but depending on where you are in the game when you're doing it, you might not be playing a lot of other things. So, Belle's favorite book. I like this card. I think Host I think post rotation, this could be a solid inker. 3 cost, uninkable, tap it, banish one of your other items, put the top card of your deck into your inkwell face down and exerted. It has potential. We'll have to see what gets rotated or what gets reprinted for Sapphire, but I think this card is interesting. And my favorite television set is a 3 cost item. Tap it, pay 1. Look at the top card of your deck. If it is a puppy character, you may reveal it and put it into your hand. Otherwise, put it on the bottom of your deck. I think this has a decent amount of potential going forward. Puppy support there's a lot of good puppy support in this set. There's a lot of good puppy support out there. This I think could be really good for cycling through your stuff. At a 1 cost, when you're not really paying a lot for your puppies because you're using Pongo and Pepper, this has potential. And that is our Sapphire and Ruby video. You guys let me know if you agree with anything I said, what you think are going to be the key cards for this color comp, for these colors coming into Reign of Jafar. Again, we didn't talk about the dual inks. We'll do that in a separate video. I think Ruby has gotten a lot of really cool stuff. Sapphire has some fun stuff, like our boy Geppetto and Ratigan. So it'll be very interesting to see what players do with those cards going forward. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, ding the notification bell if you want to be alerted whenever we post any kind of content. We're doing a lot of Lorcana content. Friends, I'm really excited. The link for the Amethyst Steel pardon me, video is going to be in the description as well. And hopefully I will see you guys for the rest of the videos. Let me know if you agree with anything I've said. If you disagreed, I would love to hear your take on what we've seen so far. And as always, friends, stay out there, stay safe out there, enjoy your card games, and I will see you when